game, incredible atmosphere, and I think this propels Ohio State right into the conversation of being, the Generals number one, but obviously top 3 team. And I don't think Notre Dame takes that big of a hit with that loss to Ohio State, AJ.
No, I don't think they should take that much of a hit. It was weird. It's a low-scoring game, but it was kind of a clean game. It looked like both defenses obviously played well. And then it comes down to the last play. Like, I see some of those videos coming from the stands on the last play from the Notre Dame side. It is, heartbreaking loss, obviously, how that happens at the end like that. Running play, if they don't get it, it's over. See you, Ty. Good luck to them.
Yeah, a little running play here for Ty as he was struggling to step over all the wires. Marcus Freeman, 10 players on the field last two plays.
Tough. Yeah, I heard him explain that. He didn't want to get the penalty for running another guy on. Like, what do you do there?
But it's only a yard, so penalty would be half the distance. It would be about half a yard. I'd rather have 13 guys on the field for that situation with no time left than the less guy. But the play before was coming out of a timeout. They had 10 guys, too. How's that happen?
That's tough. That's on every staff, kind of has a coach, usually an assistant defensive coach who's responsible for the substitutions, different packages. And down there in the goal line, that's probably the most difficult area because, you have that box on the sideline that you can't go past. We saw it in the Seattle Patriots Super Bowl when they kind of ran Malcolm Butler on for that goal line cornerback package, which was kind of a special package. So that's where you get caught usually in the red area. Things are going fast. He's obviously not going to throw his, whatever coach is in charge of that under the bus, but that's tough, especially coming out of a timeout with the game on the line.
Boy, Kyle McCord throws that pick. See Toddy.
Oh,
you got to catch the ones they throw you.
Got to.
That was a minute left, and I think, as somebody that picked Notre Dame on game day, I would like my picks to be right. Now, I also picked Rutgers. That was a tough one.
Early, they looked real good.
I took a big swing.
You had it. Had it early.
I was watching.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, not really. That's what I'm saying. It gets loud with those picks in there, at the end. Would like to get those right. And I do apologize to Michigan for not respecting, okay? I will never make that mistake again.
Of course.
Especially with Harbaugh coming back. That's something normally I would just say, Harbaugh's back.
He did drop that ball, though. I saw it, and I was like, ooh.
Literally. There's things I'm seeing. I'm like, wait a minute, that's football gods. That looks like that's football gods right there. And Shiano, man, doing his thing.
Of course.
So I do apologize. But me picking Notre Dame, and I love Ohio State. Had them in the college football playoff. I think I'm one of the biggest proponents of the state of Ohio, maybe in the country. Maybe literally. So after I picked Notre Dame in the face of Ohio people, which I love mightily, have a lot of friends that are Ohio people, I'm like, all right, Notre Dame's got to win this one. And then that pick goes right through that guy's hands.
Yeah.
And all of us who have ever watched football before go, the football gods are not going to like that. That is it seems like that happens every single time, doesn't it, AJ? It feels like that's an indicator right there.
Something like that. Sometimes even like a missed extra point early on, we go, that'll come back to get it. Like all those things kind of sit in the back of your mind. And obviously a drop pick that late in the game, it's just, it's brutal.
Always. And then when you're on the field, somebody drops that pick when it's driving 2 minutes, you're like, shit.
That was our chance.
You just get a little bit of
off the field.
Perfect season for the Patriots. Everybody remember that Super Bowl?
Bengals Rams Super Bowl happened there too.
Yeah, it's just like it feels like the football gods. They go, hey, we tried. Did we not? We tried. You chose to ruin it. So with that being said, last play of the game, we are just going to score a touchdown against 10 players.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. It's always like that. But I learned a lot about that Kyle McCord kid. Hey, he's a guy.
That's the moxie. I like the cut of his jib. That last drive, man, he hit multiple balls where he's thrown before the receivers even out of his break, and he's at tight little windows. Like, it was very impressive.
4th down, threw one on the money. Never felt like he was, the moment was too big for him. Felt like it was his introduction to big-time ball. And also it was his introduction to, is this guy a Heisman candidate?
Whoa.
Is Kyle McCord a Heisman candidate all of a sudden after week 4 or 5, week 0, whatever week we are currently in right now for college football?
You talked about earlier, speaking of gambling, some of the gamblers on the internet were not happy with Ryan Day because they thought the smart play would have been to kneel that extra point so it didn't have a chance of getting blocked and going the other way so they could have tied it on a 2-point block.
Oh. Yeah, I was holding out hope as somebody who picked Notre Dame, no offense to Ohio State, as they were going to kick it. I'm like, wait a minute. College has the same rule as the NFL, right? We block this.
Yep.
We take this back to the house. Yep. Oh, that would be awesome if that was that. And then that ball goes right through the uprights. It was a perfect kick. And I'm like, oh, there she goes, and there's a cover all of a sudden.
Yeah.
There's a cover for Ohio State. AJ, Ohio State people know that this Ohio State team can now go win a natty because of that game?
I think so. I think that the last drive and how they finished it off gave everybody a lot of hope, a lot of optimism, a lot of confidence too in this team. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it you?
Yeah, no question. I mean, up until that last drive, I thought McCord. I'm like, all right, I know this dude can sling it. Can he do it when it truly matters? And then that drive, I felt like more just for him. I felt for him, it had to just solidify, okay, yeah, I can do this. Like, this is what I'm born to do.
And he was talking shit.
Yeah, like him after going over and standing up on the bench and like yelling at everybody in the crowd. And obviously, he won it for their team. But the same with Notre Dame. Like, Hartman, they've never had a Hartman where they're losing in a big game and they need a score and then they drive all the way down the field. It just stinks because Notre Dame blows at football and it'll always be Ohio State.
No, I don't think that's the case.
Yeah,
I think Notre Dame still has a lot. There's still independent football. There's still a lot of games where they'll be able to prove themselves. The hype around Notre Dame is always going to be there.
Of course.
Because they're on national TV.
Yeah.
This year, though, they get that pick, they win. Mm-hmm. Ryan Day needs to leave town. Kyle McCord, not a guy. Notre Dame, Sam Hartman's in the Heisman. Instead, now it's the complete opposite, which is college football is absurd. One of the Lou's that was a part of the two Lou conversation that got brought up by Ryan Day immediately after the win. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Lou Holtz.
Yeah, Coach. Hey, thank you very much for having me back, Pat. First and foremost, listen, I don't know what the fuck happened, okay? I'm there at the start of the game. I'm with a lot of my former players, a lot of sweet boys who wanted to see Coach Lou. I wanted to see them as well. I watched the first half, Notre Dame. They played pretty well. I mean, they hung in. And then I did what I always do. I flipped the channel over, I watched a little bit of Matlock, and I went to bed. That's what I do every single night. It's kind of my routine. I love that Andy Griffith, but that's beside the point. I wake up on Saturday morning, and I see Ryan Day taking fucking shots at good old sweet Coach Lou. It's bullshit. I mean, you go back, watch the game. Was I wrong? What did I say? I say they get out physical, and I said they get beat by Alabama and Georgia and Michigan twice. And Ryan Day's acting like some goddamn world beater. It took him the entire fucking game, 5 seconds left, to beat Notre Dame, okay? And they did it with Notre Dame. Had 10 guys on the field, 2 fucking plays in a row. Okay, so he can take his victory dance and, I wonder where Coach Lou Holtz is. Hey, listen, Ryan, I might not always know where I'm at, but guess what? People do know where I'm at all times. I ain't fucking hard to find, pal. So if you want to come talk your shit and say anything and sit down with me, you come find me, okay? I'll be standing here right on Library Lawn in front of Touchdown Jesus. We can talk about things, but don't act like I'm some dipshit. Okay, like I'm some moron. Listen, I know Coach Lou's old, okay, but guess what? Coach Lou can still read, okay? I was on Twitter the following morning, and guess what? Ohio State fans were talking that sweet shit all night long, saying, hey, this Ryan Day's a big dumb dipshit. This guy doesn't know how to call a football game, okay? They were ready to fire your ass 30 minutes into that fucking game, okay? You're lucky you won, son. You're lucky you won. And at the end of the day, Pat, AJ, all you guys know, if he doesn't beat Michigan, it doesn't fucking matter. Ohio State fans expect them to beat Notre Dame, okay? It's a much bigger game for Notre Dame than it was for Ohio State. But I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm 86 years old. You want to pick a fucking fight with me? I was sleeping, for Christ's sake. Just let me be, okay? But if you want beef, come find me, okay? Because I got beef all night long like Fogo de Chao. All you can eat, Ryan.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Anything else, Coach?
Thanks, God. Yeah, Notre Dame's fine. They're going to be just fine, okay? Sam Hartman still, I don't think his jersey, it wasn't that dirty. I said that was going to happen. You look back at it.
Field turf.
Basically, shut your fucking mouth, AJ. Show a little respect, will you? Okay? Basically, everything I said came true. So, yeah, Coach Lou may be getting old, but I think he still knows a thing or two about football. Go Irish, and Ryan Day, like I said, hey, you want to throw hands, buddy, come find me.
They asked the head coach before they put that out.
You would assume, right? Yeah, so he wanted that out.
Yes.
which is wild.
It's even cooler, honestly. It's almost like, I don't want to just say this to my team. I want everyone to know this is how we operate in here, and we don't give a shit.
Here's Coach Lanning talking to the Oregon Ducks right before their Colorado game this past weekend where they won by
42-6.
Yeah.
36 points. Whew. Damn. In quite an amazing environment in Oregon. Here's Coach Dan Lanning talking to Bo Nix in his 6th year in a veteran crew that has 5 stars all over the place.
Rooted in substance, not flash. Rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads. You talk with your helmet, right? Every moment. The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks. We're fighting for wins. There's a difference, right? There's a difference, right? This game ain't going to be played in Hollywood. It's going to be played on the grass, right? It's going to be played on the grass. Let's go.
I mean, you hear the boys while he's talking going, yup, yup. You could tell that was his messaging all week because as a Pac-12 powerhouse they are, the conversation has just been about Colorado. Yep. They've been building up the Bo Nix Heisman thing, and they're not even getting talked about at all. Dan pulled from that. Obviously, it worked for him. Yeah. What are your thoughts on it, Darius?
Don't have a problem with it at all. I saw a lot of people, bitching and moaning about it, and they just, have been, I guess, privy to a bunch of pregame speeches. I also didn't mind him releasing it or them releasing it or whatever because the timing of it, it came out while the game was already going. It's not like he gave this speech on Friday or Thursday for it to give the other team bulletin board material. Coaches, they're going to use all type of shit to get their teams ready to go. And if he felt like this was the right thing to do, I mean, obviously he had the team to go out there and back it up and get the boys, fired up. But they went out there, they whooped their ass,
36-point win, absolute dismantling. And now Colorado has USC. We're going to find out Colorado's jib.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? We're going to find it out.
It's a gauntlet for them, huh?
Oregon's
good, man. Oregon was flying around. They were fast. They were physical. They from the jump, they were on it.
And they had an edge to them the entire time, which I appreciate, which comes from, I believe, the way Coach Lanning set the table and the tone all week against this Colorado team that's getting all the headlines that I assume they believe they should be getting over there in the Pac-12.
And for anyone pissed, like he said at halftime, like, hey, we're just getting started. Like they could have beat them, They could have beat him by 80 if they wanted to. Like, he really could have stepped on the gas and been like, hey, let's fucking embarrass these guys. And they did.
A fake punt they ran. They went for 2 a couple of times, yeah.
He also told in one of his interviews, he said, I hope all those people that have been watching are watching right now.
Yeah, bingo.
Just kind of like a message. Like, I feel like he was speaking for a lot of people. I think Uncle Unc on Shannon talked about this on First Take. He was like, if you read the reaction on the internet to this Dan Lanning clip, it's almost like he was talking for a lot of people who are like, I agree, Like a lot of people wanted to see this Colorado team fail. That's how a lot of things are going to be there at the top. I mean, that's basically everything that is happening in the world. There is as many people rooting for as there is against, and you always got to kind of weigh that. But he was speaking for a lot of people, I think, is how people took that. And then whenever they go out and win, I think Lanning won over a lot of human beings around college football with how he handled the entire thing.
Yeah, great heel move too. Like you wanna continue to play Colorado. You want to continue to be in the biggest game of the week. Why don't you just make a rival out of Dion in Colorado? I don't know why more teams aren't doing it, just because it really was one of those. Obviously, Notre Dame and Ohio State was a game, and Florida State, Clemson, and there were other good ones. But Colorado versus Oregon was a massive storyline the entire week.
It was a great college football Saturday and a great NFL Sunday.
Oh, yeah.